Hi everyone, it's Alice. Welcome back to my channel. And before we continue, let me remind you, I'm not a coach or anything like that. I always speak from my own experience, and the content of my videos represents only my personal perspective. Just that. So today I'd like to address a question posted in the comments below one of my videos. It actually happened a few months ago, and I wanted to address it sooner, but I had to postpone it since now it seems that all my past and forgotten desires decided to manifest all at once. And well, for the human being it's too much, and now we are trying to make sure Alice is ready for that. But well, it's fun, and maybe I'll share when everything settles down a bit, because it's really interesting to see how everything is unfolding. And back to our question, probably the author of the comment has already realized their true nature. Who knows? There's always a possibility, right? But anyways, let me share some feelings on it, and hopefully it serves you as some pointers. So let's read the comments. I admit I'm still trying to make the self-realization happen, which is not possible through the mind and effort. Any advice, rather than listening to all these talks and hoping it happens one day, while we are sitting back witnessing the flow, trusting it happens or not happens? So, you admit you're making it happen, which seems to bring no results, right? That is why you are asking for advice that should involve something that is not watching all these talks. Don't you think it sounds as if you still wanted advice on what you can do to make it happen? It's like, I know it doesn't work this way, but this is the way I want it to happen. This, on one hand, possibly means your mind is trying to trick you into looking for another action round, where the main thing is that your self-realization depends on something or someone out there, as if they could speed up the whole thing for you. Let me tell you that, from my experience, that can be tricky and counterproductive. But, well, it's natural, we have to admit it. It's natural for the mind to do it. It's just the mind's design. It doesn't know how to do anything else. On the other hand, it can also mean, and I hope this is the case, that your intuition, your inner knowing, is trying to guide you within for you to start creating conditions for the revelation of what already is there. If you're tired of watching the talks, it's easy. Don't watch them. You know, in my perspective, watching all the possible talks on the topic is not a must to be able to self-realize. And even though I decided to contact David Bingham looking for some extra help, deep inside I trusted. I trusted that with David's help or without it, I would self-realize. I don't want to disappoint you. I used to be extremely skeptical myself in the past, but trust here is crucial. So even though I had reached out to David, I self-realized a couple of nights before our talk. I understood then that what made it possible for me to finally come in touch with the infinite was a burning desire or intention combined with letting go. I know these two things seem absolutely opposite, but this is how, as far as I feel it, duality becomes non-duality. Let's discuss the desire part first. If you desire that more than anything, more than money, more than success and prestige, more than a perfect lover, it will manifest itself to you. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Well, basically, you will sink back into it. You know, I wanted it so much. I couldn't even explain why I wanted it. I was already fine in my day-to-day life thanks to the reduced resistance that I achieved through meditation and focusing my attention on enjoying stuff. But it came upon me as an obsession. I mean, I didn't want it to achieve something. I just wanted it for no reason at all. And it became so itchy that I needed to scratch it to finally calm it down. So my question is it that bad in your case? Do you want it that much? It's an important question for a seeker. Some people believe they want it, but at the same time they are fearful. And fear is the deal breaker here. So is doubt. That's why your desire needs to be strong enough so that you can stand firmly on your trust, despite the mind tricking you out of it with doubt or fear. Judging by what you say in the comment, I believe your desire is strong enough, so I'd recommend you find a way to trust it will happen. And please also accept the fact it will happen not when you order it to. It's like an Amazon order. When you buy something online, you don't come out every 5 minutes afterwards to see if the delivery guy is already there, right? You just go on with your day and then they arrive at some point, right? And even if it has happened to you that one day you got too impatient waiting for the order to arrive, I'm pretty certain it arrived right when you somehow got distracted and forgot about it. Chances are the window to the infinite will open the moment your mind gets distracted or just shuts up, like it happened to me. And this is linked to the second thing we should consider, the letting go part of the equation. It's true that it's hard to stop pushing against not having it now, which is not even correct because you do have it right now, you just cannot fully feel it yet, which is interpreted by the mind as not having. But well, you believe you don't have it, and it's a hard thing to process when you want it so much. I know very well how it feels. It's the resistance that mind creates to keep you in your old, separated self, so to speak. And letting go implies you reduce the resistance. I would consider breaking it down into 2 steps. One is to accept your mind's being doubtful and maybe even fearful. Believe me, it will continue trying to do this thing even after you self-realize, because it's just a natural part of your human experience. And by resisting it, you will only make it worse, so to speak. The next step of creating the conditions is to distract yourself from the worry about it not happening. You split your energy flow by being worried. You can't even imagine how dramatically you influence the flow by being worried. It becomes chaotic and it must be unidirectional, but it's always about being a frequency match. Let's say your inner being is a 100 FM radio station, and you, absorbed by your worry, are hoping to hear it at 30 FM. Does it sound even possible? What's more, you also get angry and frustrated at not finding your 100 FM station at 30 FM. Does it make any sense? I don't think so. You see, it's about matching frequency. So either you get your mind to shut up and feel your true essence shining through the gap between thoughts, which is not an easy task when done consciously, or you raise your frequency through focusing your attention on nice and pleasant things. Having fun, enjoyment are very powerful resistance busters. As a bodywork therapist, I have observed so many times how simple relaxation makes people see what they were worried about before the session differently. I know it sounds too easy and silly and so positive thinking style, but it's not about that at all. It's not about lying to yourself. I'm feeling good, life is cool, everything is amazing, when what I'm feeling right now is telling me the opposite. This sounds pretty silly. What I suggest is, while being where you are in your current life situation, please forget about the big goal for a while and make your daily satisfaction with little things your actual goal. Make it your temporary, primary goal. Notice and collect something nice, or at least something that feels okay in your situation, something real, something pleasant you see, taste, here right where you are now. It should be a sustained practice, and if you need some hard work, you'll see it's not so easy as it may sound. It's difficult to master your attention and refocus it, bring it back to something nice over and over again, because you will see that it will try to focus on the drama, on your problems and difficulties. And enjoying stuff keeps you in the present moment, and this is the vibration we should be looking for. You need to be okay with where you are at now. Try to find simple, real things that are beautiful, pleasurable, or at least satisfactory where you are standing now. Put them down, buy a nice notebook, record them on your voice recorder and play them back to yourself before going to bed. Talk to your friends about them. We're used to discussing drama, but why not create another habit? Not in order to become a better person, just in order to release resistance that keeps you vibrating low. And then, by default, you will start acting differently, and the world will notice that, and it will reflect it back to you. Somehow I taught myself to trust my intuition, and I started doing that. I actually started doing that almost a year before my self-realization. And by the way, I had no idea about non-duality back then. And like many, I thought, oh, this is so stupid, it won't work. But I decided to give it a try, since I had nothing to lose. And after a month or so, maybe a couple of months, I felt a big shift. I felt generally more relaxed and accepting. Well, you can play with it. At the end of the day, playing will be the only thing you can do after you self-realize as well. So why not start now? Be creative, invent your own ways of bringing your attention focus on things that make you feel good. Teach yourself to get interesting and fun resources from within, because nobody knows better than you do. I believe it's also part of the challenge, so to speak, to gather information out there, but finally use it to cultivate your own autonomy in terms of your spiritual search. It's interesting that the diversity, like us being so different, makes it more difficult to feel the true self for a while. But at the same time, it's supposed to help us understand that what works for you may not work for me, which is okay. And it only means that sooner or later one should turn within and become their own guru. I hope this serves, and if not, you know where to search. See you in the next one. Have a nice now.